What's it really like staying at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas? Well, if you look at reviews, you'll find plenty of guests who are unhappy with their experience at the property. For example, Paul G. wrote on TripAdvisor, "Dirty rooms that require a major update. Overpriced drinks and food, eat outside the hotel. Homeless folks sleeping in one of the restrooms near an entrance. Bathroom light were switched off to apparently allow it." This user wrote, "Paid for early check-in, didn't get it. Was told could charge to room, didn't happen. TV didn't work. Room smelled old and dingy. Check-in agent was rude and unhelpful. Monorail was down for hours, no reimbursement. Overall, terrible. Will not be going back." This user wrote, "Room very old and outdated. Smelled like old cigarettes and mildew. Towels felt like sandpaper. I was comped 4 nights and I left after the first night. It was absolutely horrible. Plus, they allow smoking in the hotel and casino. You can't breathe in that place. Just a horrible experience." And here's another one. "Overrated. Prepare for long lines and to pay for everything. Worst birthday trip ever. Super slow Wi-Fi. Crowds bad. Too overcrowded. Prepare to wait in lines and pay extra. Even shade by to a pool. Never staying again. There are nicer hotels." So what's the real story? I recently stayed at MGM Grand, and if you're considering visiting, then check out this video, including some potentially helpful tips to ensure you have the best experience possible. You're about to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Here we go. MGM Grand, Las Vegas, 2023. MGM Grand is one of the most iconic properties on the Las Vegas Strip, having hosted numerous award shows, concerts, and big fights within the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And although the Venetian and Palazzo combined have the most rooms of any property on the Strip, MGM Grand is actually the single biggest hotel in the world, with over 5,000 rooms in a single building. This hotel, founded in 1993, is rich with history, and is on the same site of the Golf Club Motel, which operated in the 1960s. This then turned into the Marina Hotel, which opened in 1975. In fact, the Marina Hotel was never destroyed, as the building was incorporated into the MGM Grand as the West Wing, which is actually the section of the hotel in which our room was located. MGM Grand originally opened with a Wizard of Oz theme, including the green emerald city color of the building. The property has since undergone several renovations, and the theme now reflects the Art Deco era of classic Hollywood. Given the age of the property, along with all of the poor reviews, my expectations were relatively low, but I was still excited to stay at this iconic hotel and casino. Before arrival, I had seen online that the Studio King rooms were recently renovated, so this is the type of room we requested at check-in. I've seen pictures of the traditional rooms and they look old and dated, so I'm grateful we were able to make the switch. As mentioned, our room was located in the West Wing and we were on the 13th floor, which is near the top of this particular tower. The hallways here are quite grand, so to speak. seemingly almost never ending, and we had a bit of a walk to our room, but we didn't mind. As soon as you reach the renovated portion of the floor, the hallway feels completely different, with new carpeting and much better lighting. The room was definitely small, that's the main drawback, but overall we were pleasantly surprised. On their website, MGM states these rooms draw inspiration from the mid-century design style of Palm Springs. The room felt brand new and made good use of the limited space. Our room had a nice view of the Strip as well as the mansion, which consists of 29 high-priced villas reserved for VIPs, celebrities, and high rollers. One advantage of staying in the West Wing is that you're closer to the Strip, and we soon discovered that the other entrance that we had easy access to had also been completely renovated. Soon it was time for dinner, and we decided to walk over to Nellie's. This restaurant feels new and modern, and I loved how spacious it was. We started off by sharing the Cobb salad. Next, we had the Cajun chicken bowl with roasted potatoes and Trinity corn, as well as the meatloaf with mashed potatoes and green beans. All three of our dishes tasted amazing, like really good, and the service was also excellent. We were very happy with our meal at Nellie's. After dinner, it was time to check out the casino. The casino is massive, but if I could use one word to describe this casino, it would be busy. The entire property is busy, but especially the casino. Besides the Bellagio, I can't think of a busier casino on the Strip. After some gaming, we walked across the street to New York to pick up dessert, which we then brought back to our room. The next day, it was time to check out the massive MGM Grand pool complex. Covering over 6 acres, this pool complex is impressive. The music is blaring, which is great if you're in party mode, but not so much if you feel like relaxing. It undoubtedly has to be considered a top Vegas pool, if only for its sheer size. But personally, I would still choose Mandalay Bay Beach and its giant wave pool. For dinner, we wanted to be able to watch Game 7 of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals, so we decided to go to Tap Sports Bar. We started with a wedge salad, which was large enough to share. Then we shared an order of buffalo wings. And finally, we had some carne asada tacos, which were served with street corn. After dinner, we hung out at the sports book and watched the rest of the game. The next morning, we went down to the fitness center, which is located all the way near the pool. It was quite a walk from our room, and although we didn't mind it, you should know that this property is huge and at times can feel a little bit like a mall. This gym has virtually everything you could want, along with a nice view of the pool complex. Given the size of the property though, you would almost expect it to be bigger, but we really never had any issues. Although it was definitely busy and close to capacity during a couple of our workouts. Now here's where things took a turn for the worse. After our workout on our 3rd day, we realized the Wi-Fi wasn't quite strong enough for us to work. We considered asking for another room on a higher floor, but we really didn't want an older room. So we decided to end the trip early and leave after 2 nights. So where does that leave us in terms of my review? Well, I can definitely see how a lot of the criticism within the reviews at the beginning of this video is valid. We were fortunate to have avoided most of that with a renovated room. The air conditioning also worked great, which is extremely important. We love the location of our room, closer to the strip and right above the mansion, with a really nice north-facing view. MGM Grand is definitely one of the busiest properties on the strip. If you want to party and be where the action is, then this is definitely a great option. The property also features many of the best entertainment and dining options on the strip. But at the end of the day, the slow Wi-Fi proved to be a deal breaker for us. So taking everything into consideration, I'm gonna give this property a solid 6.4 out of 10. Make no mistake, we had a really fun time. If we had stayed in an older room, my rating would have been much lower. In many ways, this property is in fact a bit played out. But at the same time, it's still iconic and it still has a lot to offer, especially if you're staying in a renovated room. Who knows, you may even have better luck with the Wi-Fi than we did. And for those staying within the sky lofts on the top 2 floors of the property, of course it's going to be an elevated experience beyond what you've seen in this video. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Have you stayed at MGM Grand? What was your experience like? Comment below and I'll see you in the next video.